Hi, my name is Ogichi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I thought this had looked funny, so wait, like this. It's not supposed to be like this. In this video, I want to talk about my top albums for the year. So, firstly, because I'm Nigerian, most of the albums I listen to are Nigerian albums, or all of my top 10 albums are Nigerian made. This is not in any particular order, and to be fair, I have so many more projects, EPs that I liked, but I only wanted to narrow it down to 10. Number one is Simi's Lost and Found. I enjoyed listening to this project from the first play. Then the lead singles were Borrow Me Your Baby, which I thought at the time had a very, very different perspective from what people were daring to do with songwriting. I think she wrote a really great perspective with Borrow Me Your Baby that featured Fowls, and her husband was in the video. It was just a very crafty song for me. I mean, I don't think it hit as much as it should have in Nigeria, but that was what drew me to wanting to check out the rest of Simi's projects this year. And I enjoyed Miracle Worker, I enjoyed Messiah, I enjoyed, it's this song that sounds like one R&B. There's something about love. Yeah, I have a few favorites on that album, and I still spinned it a few days ago. Very, very great album. My number two, my second favorite album, or is it an EP this year, is Olamide's Ikigai. I've been able to listen to that album at least 10 times. Maybe not all the time on loudspeaker, because I like to enjoy music in my ear, and one of the first times I listened to that album was plugged, and it just hooked me. There's so many repetitive and catchy hooks, like from Hello Abibi, and there's a bunch of, I don't know how Olamide does it, bars. Like, he has a lot of bars, and I'm listening to songs and I'm like, It just feels like everything slaps as he's moving. So yeah, I think Olamide makes really thoughtful music. His songwriting is quite intense, depending on what he's talking about. I mean, so everybody's taste may be different, but I really like Ikigai. It's volume 1, so maybe there'll be volume 2, I don't know. My third album is Rema's He Is. Rema's project, it did a lot in the industry. I think it really, let me use a good word, it really inspired a lot of artists to try new things. People are always seeking to sound like someone because they want to be accepted, but I'm all for somebody making music in the way that they feel like, whenever they feel like, because you could just be pioneering something or blazing a trail. So I think Rema's album was so distinct. I don't even need to mention all the jams from Ozeba to Macham and Reason You. Then there's this other one, Is It Know You also. I mean, the project shows his dexterity, from the high tempo songs to the slower ones, to the surface lyrics, to the deep ones of being hurt and stuff like that, and love, other things. So yeah, that's a very, very, very good project. I like listening to Rema's He Is. My next album on the list would be Cold AF's Caution EP. That EP it's for every mood for me. Sometimes it's when I want to cook, or it's when I'm just like on my own plugging my ear, or it's when I want to do laundry. It's just the song, it's just the project for everything. Why? The genres are different. She's very reggaeton related, and I feel like when people do reggae or dancehall, they tend to be a little bit deep with the lyrics, and they are always very honest. They speak about their life mostly. So a lot of things that Cold AF said on our project spoke to me. I've listened to that album at least, if I'm not exaggerating, 20 times back to back, because sometimes the way I saved it on my playlist, depending on the app, it just plays however it feels like, and some songs are repeated there. So I enjoy it all the same. I like what's my favorite? There's the one with BK Is God. I like it, but my favorite would be Mayana. That was the first one to come, and Mayana was the lead single, if I remember correctly. There's Cycle Must Break. I love Cycle Must Break. It's from the drums when the song starts. That's another thing about that project. The production is really, really top notch. I enjoyed listening to so many things that were happening. Trumpets and her songs. No, that's it. That's an album I think everybody should listen to. Yeah, the name of that other song is 9 Lives. So I like those 3 songs. That should be my top on Code AF's project. I love that project. You should check it out. My next top 2024 album. Who's next? Okay, so I enjoyed Don Jazzy and Johnny Drill. Don Jazzy and Johnny Drill on their new project, Hard Guy Confessions EP. Now, that chemistry has been brewing since they did a few other songs together. And when you listen to some of Johnny Drill's songs, you can hear Don Jazzy's, what they call it now, melodies, harmonies, and things like that. So they work really well, and I was so excited they were going to drop a project. I listened to Peace of Mind the first time, and that was like my favorite song automatically. I know that they're trying to push I Love You Anyways. I like the song, but that's not my favorite. My favorite should be Peace of Mind. I love that whole project. Like, I can spin it back to back, and seeing men being vulnerable and giving their opinion on things, whether everybody agrees with it or not, I just feel like it's such a bold move to show yourself on a project like that, and two of them collaborating. It's just sweet. Yeah, so I enjoyed Hard Guy Confessions EP by Johnny Drill and Don Jazzy. My next top album for 2024. This project, it wasn't even in my radar. Like, I was not anticipating it. I follow Limo Blaze. I've followed him for a couple of years. He's a young gospel artist, and I think from his first project, I just know that this guy is anointed, and he makes songs that for some reason just work for me or speak to me. So I listened to his new project, Young and Chosen, and when I don't think I've played a gospel album that quick back. Most times for gospel albums, I pick out my favorite songs and that's it. It stays on my playlist. But this one, I spin all the songs. I'm not even exaggerating. It's fresh. It felt like I could connect with something in that album. Maybe because the obvious, Young and Chosen is one of the tracks on it too that I really love. Maybe because of the name. There's another one called My Blesser. I love that song on the project, but most times when I spin it, it's the way my playlist goes. Like I said earlier, I just run all the songs down and they're interesting enough for me to repeat. So I loved that album by Limo Blaze this year in 2024. My next top album for 2024 is Born in the Wild by Thames. It took me 2 listens to understand some songs, and I think those are the things that attract me to music in some artists. When I listen to something and I'm like, I don't get that, and I want to get that, it's challenging to assimilate sometimes when she writes, and you're like, what angle is this song coming from? It will take you 2 listens to understand that I'm Not an Angel is not about an angel of God or something like that. You know, you have to listen to it over, maybe just me, but that's just how I felt listening to Thames project, and I went back again. I love Burning particularly, and there's this one, it's in Niggas. Then there's one more. I have one more favorite. I'm skipping the name right now, but that album is an album where if I play a song, I feel like if I play a song from the album, I feel like I'm in the US inside snow. You know, there's just somewhere that her songs take me. She has soft vibes. She has the raspy, rough one too. She's such a talented vocalist, so I enjoy the whole project. Born in the Wild by Thames. Thames is really, really great. My next album for 2024, one of my top this year, is Fireboy's Adidamola. I don't think there's any Fireboy album that you listen to and you will not find gold inside. He writes really, really beautiful songs. Even if he doesn't write all of them, but he sings beautifully too. So he's delivering songs that are well crafted on beats that are mad. Most of the time, I think he innovates some type of sounds. Like, look at when Jealous came out or Peru came out. He's really different. Even when he brought out Every Day, one of the lead singles from the project. So I think that's a very, very beautiful album. Adidamola has kind of also given Nigeria that type of, what do they call these things now? That shake, that, oh, you can do it like this and still be giving yourself a breeze with the mixture, and you can be yourself as an artist and still speak sense or play around and make people dance and happy. So yeah, that's one of the albums this year that did it for me. I've spent it a bunch of times. I have a couple of favorites, but number one would be Isheolua. The song it feels like one of those songs you're like, this one is spiritual. I mean, there are other songs I listened to on the album and I felt this guy is speaking from his heart, but this one just speaks what the name says. It's a wonder how God works, man. The guy has really tried. I love Adidamola, the album. Yes, I love Every Day on Fireboy's album. I love Every Day. That's one of my favorites. There's one more. Hell I'm Back. I know you want me back. Yeah, I love that song. It's very sweet. Another album that I loved this year, it is Means Project By Any Means. I think what I will first say about the project for me is I have anticipated Means dropping new music because I used to listen to him for a long time. So when it felt like he's about to put a body together, like Let Me Hear what's coming, and I wasn't disappointed. The production #1 for me. It feels like you're listening to when YC was really reigning. Somebody who is just bursting out the seams and it is clear. I enjoy the project first of all because of the production, and I have a personal favorite, which is Diallo with Techno. Me, I love Techno so much, and the dance vibe was just sweet. I like Diallo, that's #1. Then I like Ja. Kind of reminds me of one Whiskey song where they used to wine waste. I can't really remember, but that's one of my favorites to one Means project. I like Revelations. I really like Revelations. I feel like when somebody drops an album, it's like, hey, hello, this is who I am, or this is a reintroduction to who I am. So that's how the album feels, By Any Means. And I think the name is really crafty too. It's very smart. The way they played with the name Means and used it to say By Any Means. So I think it's nice. It's a very great project and anybody should check it out to find new favorites. My final top album for 2024 is the Joker EP by Zamora. I'm remembering the first time I listened to the project like it was yesterday because I stayed awake that night and I didn't know that it was going to coincide, but I ended up listening to it really early, like almost as soon as it dropped that day. I loved Akogun. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well. Akogun. It's a Yoruba word, but I love that song on the project. I like Fakosi and the way there were so many sweet and what do they call that word now? Cheesy ad-libs on the song. I loved listening to that project. I still jammed it which day save. Then I like Walele. It gave me this old school vibe that I used to enjoy, and I feel like one thing to note on that project, Zamora's Joker EP, is the production too is very, very solid. Like he seemed to just do the music like I just want to enjoy myself, and for some reason those are the kind of artists that speak to me when I can see at the least you're just being you. So those were the albums that spoke to me. Simi's album, I don't even know why it's not getting more recognition. I wish single-handedly I could use a page that was famous to push it. Simi still serves you like when you first knew her. So if you like an artist for something, I think you have to appreciate that that's what they are for, and she keeps doing it, telling stories differently. Her mixes are always, the mixing and mastering in Simi's projects, always very crisp, very, very admirable. For Thames, I think it's performance and delivery. For Born in the Wild, there's just a way she carries some beats and I'm like, what is wrong with this person? Why are you flying or moving around on a beat like this? Who gave you the audacity? But she's just talented, so you manage it like that. Then for Lamide's project, it's like when a beat comes inside, it's commanding you to listen. It's like, come on, would you listen to me? Metaverse, that's a jam. No, Lamide's key guy is something else, and the way he also delivers his bars, you just want to respect this person. Like, what's this man saying? So those are my top albums. I don't know if I skip any other one. They're really, really amazing artists coming out of Nigeria, and we're making great music. So I love to see a lot more. I would love to listen to more albums. I don't mind recommendations. If anybody feels like sending me, please comment it. Yes, that's it for my video on my top albums from Nigeria, or it's not from Nigeria, but my top albums in 2024, the ones I've listened to. Yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. If you've gotten this far, if it's your first time, thank you. If you've been here before, thank you for sticking with the channel. Please like, share. If you haven't already, subscribe, and anything else that they do to push videos. Yeah, so bye.